So that day we had more users trying to buy or trying to deposit BUSD and withdrawing USDC, and we ran out of that. And the bank that does the conversion doesn't open until 6 hours later, and that's a bank in New York. So we were actually blocked. This issue was actually caused by a bank. We just needed the bank to open. So the bank opened 6 hours later. It was fine. So banks don't work for 24 hours a day. Banks only work for a few hours a day. And when you try to, and when banks are shut down, when banks are closed, you try to withdraw money, it doesn't work. That's exactly the same situation that happened. And we allowed people to withdraw other stable coins onto other platforms to do conversion if they want. So there was not a liquidity issue. It was just, there was a conversion issue that was going through the bank.
In this video, I want to take a look at how the cryptocurrency community still relies on the banking system. CZ just proved it. A lot of these centralized exchanges, that's how they operate. Now, of course, the gatekeepers to a decentralized economy are centralized exchanges, especially for new people getting in. Exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, and even FTX up to recently were a great way for newcomers to go ahead and get their feet wet in crypto. They make it easy. New people aren't going to go and use decentralized exchanges, automated market makers. They're not going to use DeFi to go ahead and purchase crypto. They're going to use something like Binance and Coinbase. And the reality is we need them to do that in order for mass adoption to occur. The problem is that after these new people get their feet wet in crypto, they go ahead and usually dry off their feet on a rug that gets pulled, and they get caught up in these rug pulls, these scams, and they go ahead and they end up leaving the space anyways, which begs the question, is regulation something that would actually help the cryptocurrency space when it comes to centralized exchanges? I believe so to an extent. I believe there should be really limited regulation, but if a centralized exchange is going to exist, they have to somehow open up the books. Now, the argument is that a lot of the auditors that go ahead and audit crypto, they don't really know what they're doing. They can't really verify things. They don't understand blockchain and ledgers, but there has to be a division in one of these top 5 audit firms that goes ahead and specializes in this and makes itself a leader in the space. And then they can go and audit certain centralized exchanges, proving that these exchanges actually have the reserves that they claim they have. Now, currently, these crypto exchanges rely on traditional banks, which is funny because crypto is supposed to go ahead and solve traditional banking. Now, of course, you're going to say, well, they rely on traditional banks because people are trying to turn crypto into the US dollar. But that's actually not the case. What was being discussed here and what CZ was trying to explain, when crypto was being transferred to a certain stable coin, that banks were needed for that. And this changes things because if there's a reliance on the banking system, how is it an actual decentralized system? Also, I find it really ironical that a lot of my friends who keep their crypto in cold storage, like you're supposed to, Ledger Nano X and stuff, I ask him, hey, where do you keep your Ledger Nano X? And they say, I keep it in a safety deposit box at the bank, which is so twisted because you're relying on the banking system in order for your crypto to be safe. And that's an interesting argument in and of itself, the storage of cold storage, because human error occurs. There are times that somebody may store away their crypto and get hit by a truck, and all of a sudden they have amnesia or they can't remember. Then their crypto is gone forever. Sometimes people just put their crypto away and forgot where they put away this Ledger Nano X, this USB stick. I mean, have you ever lost the USB? Well, imagine that you had $1 million of Bitcoin on there, or a more reasonable example, $100,000. You're going to lose that, and that's human error. And at a bank, that doesn't really happen. Although a lot of people will say, yeah, but a bank is just a number on a screen. But the same thing can be said about a Ledger Nano X. Yeah, it's just a number until you realize it. So I went on a little bit of a tangent, but to break up the monotony, please take a look at this next part of the CNBC interview with CZ, where he goes and responds to Kevin O'Leary and Kevin's new scapegoat technique of saying that the FTX fraud is basically all of Binance and CZ's fault.
Well, first of all, I think Calvin O'Leary, He's making a bunch of nonsense claims, and they don't make sense. They don't make any logic. He shouldn't be making those claims as a celebrity investor. I'm actually very surprised that he's able to omit a lot of different things and make some really specific, targeted things. For example, in that interview with you guys, that in the same interview, he said the entire record from his account on FTX, the entire records are gone. He's not concerned about that. He just picks up the phone and calls SBF. He's not concerned about the fact that the platform records for users are gone. He's not concerned about other users. How many people can pick up the phone and call SBF? And he says he was talking with SBF up until the point that SBF was arrested.
Personally, I think that Binance is good for crypto. I think that it's great that they are global. I trust them definitely more than I do some of these smaller exchanges. I'm also guilty of not holding all of my crypto on Ledger Nano Access and stuff. In the past, I've just kept it on Coinbase. I've just kept it on Binance. I've kept it in Trust Wallet, on Hot Wallets. And I hope you appreciate that I'm not turning this video into like a Meet Kevin Fest where he goes and creates 5 videos bashing CZ, saying that he's a fraud and he's exposed himself as a fraud in this interview with CNBC. I thought it was actually pretty good. I'm going to let you guys take a look at it for yourself. I'm going to link it in the description. And Meet Kevin's just doing everything these days for views and subscribers because his traction is not what it used to be. He went and sold his reputation just like he sells those courses that don't really help a lot of people. And on this channel, you're never going to see me sell courses. I appreciate you guys. In the past couple of weeks, this channel has grown quite a bit, and that's thanks to all of you loyal subscribers that come back, watch the content, comment, like, and keep motivating me to create more. So let me know what type of comment you wish for me to make next in the comment section, and I will see you all in the next video.